The next challenge will be presented by Anna Maria Shigani. Also on behalf of Ellie Bleker and Marisa Martinez.
Very happy to be here to celebrate with you and to participate also in the first day of Digital Humanities sponsored or organized by European side of Digital Humanities, Association of Digital Humanities. I'm Anna Maria Shigani, originally from Athens, Greece. I'm currently an early stage fellow in Dixit, a Dixit Fellow based in Hagens Institute in The Hague, and I'm going to co-present with Ellie Bleker and Marisa Martinez a challenge named How Can DH Facilitate Productive, Collaborative, Supportive Networks Across Borders for Young, Diverse Researchers? My life as a Dixit Fellow. We want to use Dixit as a practical illustration, as a case study on how we experience the very vague characteristic of digital humanities, which is inclusivity, interdisciplinarity, cross-institutional collaboration, and knowledge exchange. So what is Dixit? Dixit is comprised of 16 fellows in total, and it's Digital Scholarly Edition Initial Training Network. It's supported by the Marie Curie 7th Framework Program, and we're very glad to be part of it. The Dixit Research Network, Training Network, acts as a European matrix of training events, bringing together young researchers and experts from a wide variety of disciplines over fruitful discussion and synergies regarding the future of digital editing. Dixit provides also opportunities to enhance our academic profiles through participation in highly collaborative conferences, workshops, and also give us the opportunity to take advantage of short-term secondments and universities, research or cultural institutions, and also creative industries. So Dixit Fellows are very used to cross several borders, and I'm going to mention a few of them. So fellows are coming from different countries and also cultural traditions. So we have had fellows from the whole European spectrum, but also from US. They're coming also from different educational, research, and professional backgrounds. So we have people from computer science, from library and information studies, from literary medieval studies, etc., working in a different research subtopic of digital scholarly editing. While this inclusivity enriches our social and professional development within a field such as digital humanities, which is open and inclusive by its very nature, the diversity in terms of skills and intellectual or also practical approach results to an intense collaboration among fellows and also productive or non-so-productive discussions, arguments, conflicts, papers, blog threads, Twitter threads, and also official and unofficial events. So we are very active to participate in TI-less discussion, for example, but also we are very keen in organizing small think tanks events and discussing about skill sets and curricula necessary for digital editing. And we are always very, very keen in supporting all kind of manifestos about, additional or, for example, alternative dissertation model or like academic curricula. Its fellow, so how about mobility and adaptability? Its fellow is required to move to a new country in which they have not previously worked or lived during the previous 3 years. Each fellow is affiliated, and it's also working within a different institutional or also working environment. For example, we have fellows that they are affiliated in a university program or in a research center, or also to IT services. And we also have to plan short-term secondments with universities or cultural institutions. So this mobility could be seen as an eulogy, but at the same time as a kind of madness, because we have to be creative and also adaptable when dealing with differences in hierarchies and also workflow or setups within established institutions and projects. Additionally, we are 7 females fellows in the network, and of these 3 have taken advantage of the Marie Curie EU Family Status Scheme, which is intended to provide funding to sustain a family within a new country or of residence. While on paper this network supports and promotes a work-life balance while facilitating cross-cultural research activities that would otherwise be unpresented or financially infeasible, in practice we still face, as everybody, everyday challenges, such as, for example, sustaining a family or family relationships, or, for example, a long-distance relationship, or maintaining a healthy lifestyle and routine, or also securing our own pace in academic and professional development. So I would like to, so we are all, just take a critical stance and, open also up all this thing to discuss. I think we are all very cognizant of the incredible opportunity offered by the Dixit and the Marie Curie 7th Framework Program. Dixit is indeed a prototype, is a kind of pilot network, at least to my eyes. Not only aims to revisit in a fresh, very experimental way and interdisciplinary way crucial issues related to digital editing as scholarly enterprise, but also cultivates a learning by doing ethos while encapsulating this digital humanities ethos of inclusivity, interdisciplinarity, cross-institutional collaboration, and knowledge exchange. We are here to celebrate and also endorse this kind of initiatives within digital humanities, and we don't, we are aware of an undercurrent feeling of not waiting to complain. But on the contrary, I think that Dixit, using this Dixit as a practical reflection or as a case study, offers practical handles to discuss here, and also to discuss the bigger picture, let's say, in digital humanities. So we want to be critical, but also in a productive way. So I think that it's important to mention some borders that we think that we still need to cross. And I'm very, very happy. We really look forward to discuss it with you. So how about this geopolitical diversity? I think that there is more room to seek and cross this border, and also seek more active participation from a broad range of countries and languages, let's say developing countries, and we also have to support and also facilitate this notion of multilingualism. Also, yes, I'm finished. And also we are very, very keen on developing this idea of transferable skill and this idea of modular and custom academic and professional development. And also very, very everyday issues about family and personal life, and how we could combine them with professional and academic career, especially for young researchers. So I think that I would conclude and also open up the discussion by also with Bethany's words. So we should put as much energy in connecting and building up people into developing and supporting motivated, skilled, diverse, and intersecting communities of expert practitioners, as we do into connecting the services, systems, and corpora that are the other pillars of a national or international digital platform. Thank you.
Who would like to open the discussion?
Hello. Do you think it's important to have a mediator, a facilitator, to help people connect with each other? Because sometimes, having worked in these big European projects where people coming from different countries are trying to work together, there are so many conflicts, personal conflicts, that sometimes I think that it would be great to have a kind of mediator role for someone in the project to facilitate working with each other.
I think, let's say, in administrative issues or in more practical issues? In everything? Okay, we do have an excellent administrator. We do have a great administrative team in this project, but I think it's also it's very important to have this clear idea of why you are going to collaborate and what you want to achieve from this kind of collaboration. So it's and also it's, you know, Dixit is a training network, so we are all, let's say, early stage or you know, people that they just had their PhD, so we're pretty much young researchers. So I think that we are not having so much like conflict of interest. I mean, the fellows. I think that it should be well administered. It would be well administrated, this kind of projects. But I think that Dixit is a very special case of training projects. It's not a digital humanities project that we're going to have a kind of deliverable. So it's a training network. But I think we are dealing with our communication pretty well.
Okay, let's hear it from the inside.
Yeah, I'm very happy that we have two more Dixit fellows, Elena and Francisco.
Thank you. Following up on that, yeah, I would say that from a personal approach, we get along. Dixit is kind of, do you know this joke of an Irishman, a Finn, and a Spaniard entering a bar? Okay, that literally happens all the time in Dixit. And we get along. It's okay. It's nothing that we cannot fix in the moment. Now, from the bureaucratical point of view, I do agree. And in our case, it's Cologne, the one who is organizing everything. And the problem is that I'm afraid that when it comes to the citizen, the European Union is a fantasy. It does not exist at all. Okay, we can travel without visa. We mostly use the same currency. But other than that, when you actually have to move and live in another country, it's a bureaucratical nightmare. Yeah. Even the bank system. I thought that with this new IBAN thing, we were kind of integrated in the whole system, but it's not true. I moved to France. The first thing that you have to do to earn your salary is open a bank account. In order to do that, you have to be a resident. But if you want to rent an apartment, you have to have a bank account. So it's a kind of a vicious circle that it's very hard to break. So that's one of the most important obstacles that this kind of networks have to consider. Every country has its own tradition when it comes to research, its own political laws. And that's actually what it's important. I mean, it's a European network, but on a daily basis, the fellows have to face national problems, and you have to be really successful in ruling that. Other than that, I kind of agree that this is like a microcosmos where all the problems in the European research somehow are reflected, and so far I think that we are doing pretty well, pretty proud. As she said, I mean, we are aware that this is the golden ticket. It's such a unique opportunity. For example, for me that I'm Spanish, I was doing my PhD with from the Principality of Asturias. I had a grant, and it has nothing to do with this kind of Marie Curie fellowships. It's playing in a whole different league. So, I mean, it's the job of our dreams, I guess. And I think that pretty much everyone within Dixit would agree.
Any other reactions?
So just maybe this is for clarification. I was really interested in what you said about the support for families, and also the fact that you said that in conjunction with the fact that those grants were 3 women who were, and obviously presumably it's men and women in the well, it really is men and women in the team. What is the background for? Are those grants only for women? First question. Are they only received by women, or is it just coincidental that women applied for them? Because I'm really supportive of this particular, early career researchers and new families is a long-standing issue, and I'm hugely supportive of anything which helps people in that regard. Yeah. But I also wonder, is there a potential danger here of reifying the notion that women have to be, if you will, the family maintainers, and that's not a role that men would be expected to play? But maybe I've misunderstood the nature of those grants.
I think that the Marie Curie family status scheme is a scheme, and it's going to be, let's say, applied to every, not only to women, but also to men, that they're having a family and they have to manage to take it with them, or let's say arrange their travel to visit their family if they're not going to move with them. So I think that it's kind of, I think it's quite coincidental that they're women, that they have family. Yeah, I mean, we could argue on this, but yeah. But I think that I'm also supportive of this kind of flexibility, but also I want to mention that you are going to be flexible and you're going to move where your job is or where your fellowship is with your family if you have this kind of support. So I mean, it's kind of vice versa. And about the idea of women as family maintainers, I think that is as much important to have also men as family maintainers. So I think it's also kind of general.
Well, to round off this challenge, I'll give Elena the last word for this. Then we'll have to go to lunch.
Yes, no, not that important. I was just, because we were saying, the 3 of us, that this is the job of our dreams, and so it's also funny to notice, and of course it's not casual, that in Dixit there are like, I think on 15 person there are like 5 Italians and a number of Greek person, Spanish person, and there are a lot of nationalities represented, but it's not the case, and I think I can say this here in Spain. But this is something interesting, and and about multilingualism, as probably here in this room there are people that have been last year in Lausanne. Just to change the topic, but as someone knows how the initiative of translations there, how it worked.
The whispering thing.
Yes, the whispering thing.
Yeah, you should ask.
Was
Elena.
it successful?
It was presented
successful
like
experiment.
Yeah, Elena, do you want? It was an experiment from global DA. So we are going to find it out, and we'll be in touch because it's very interesting for us. This whispering thing.
Let's continue this discussion during lunch, if that's okay. Otherwise, we'll run in a bit late for the rest of the afternoon. So thanks again for all the presenters of the 3 challenges. And we're looking forward to the next 3 after lunch.